Today I'm continuing to read in 1 Corinthians chapter 10. The last reading was the first 5 verses of chapter 10, reminding of Israel's past, how they were with Moses, how they passed through the sea, how they were fed, and how they all were under the cloud. So we move on in verse 6. Now these things took place as examples for us, so that we will not desire evil things as they did. We are to learn from their lessons, because all did not then get to go to the promised land, because they did not follow God's plan during those years of following. They worshiped the idols and they did different things. So these things took place as examples for us, that we will not desire evil things as they did. Verse 7, don't become idolaters as some of them were, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and got up to party. That's what they did. Verse 8, let us not commit sexual immorality as some of them did. And in a single day, 23,000 people died. That's the things that can happen when we disobey God. Let us not test Christ as some of them did and were destroyed by snakes. Verse 10, and don't complain as some of them did, and they were killed by the destroyer. Verse 11, these things happened to them as examples, and they were written for our instruction, on whom the ends of the ages have come. So whoever thinks he must stand, again on 12, so whoever thinks he stands must be careful not to fall. You think you've got it all together? Be careful, you might fall. No temptation has come upon you except what is common to humanity. But God is faithful. He will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able. But with the temptation, He will also provide a way out so that you may be able to bear it. Temptations come, and we don't follow God in that temptation. And He's saying, I've given you a way around that temptation. And you're not the first person that has been tempted in this way. He says, so that's why I say, no temptations come upon you. It hasn't come to someone else already. They've all been tempted. We all face temptations. He provides a way out, as he says in that last verse, that you may be able to bear it. God makes it possible for us to follow Him. Yes, we fail. I sin. I fail. I have failed. And I will again. But He has given a way out. He gives us the ability to say, God, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Give me strength to turn from that temptation, to not go that direction in my life, but to follow You. That's what I want to do. So God's people all through history have failed. They've turned away. Many have been lost completely, have lost their lives, lost so much of what God has for us. But He's telling us today, to you and me, you're going to be tempted. As people have been tempted, you will be tempted. Now, He says, I'll give you a way around it. I'll give you strength to turn from it. And when you fail, if you turn to me, I'll pick you up. God loves us. He loves you. Let's learn from Israel's past. Let's learn from those who turned from Him and lost so much. He has given us a way. I desire today to follow Him and to allow Him to help me to stand against that temptation. That's chapter 10, verse 6 through 13.